What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So today we are building in the world of Windenburg, and as you can tell by the title, we are building a musician's tiny home. We're building on the 20 by 20 lot in the upper part of the map. If you open up a new save, there is a bar on this lot. And I just thought this was the perfect lot for a tiny house, this particular tiny house. Yeah, so that's why I'm building it here. And also, I did start off with this having the tiny home lot type, but when I put down the decking in front of the build, and then I also used platforms on the roof, both the deck and the platform used or added more tiles. So it's by the game's standards, it's technically not a tiny home, but the livable areas of this home has less than 64 tiles. Hopefully I explained that right. Hopefully that makes sense. So like the inside of this house is 64 tiles, which as far as The Sims goes, 64 tiles is a tiny home. But since I added the decking and the platforms on top, that added more tiles, making it not a tiny home by the game standards. So if you download this lot and put it in your game, you will not get the tiny home lot benefits. So I am sorry about that. You would have to get rid of the platform on the roof, the platforms on the roof, and the decking. So that's up to you. I was gonna say that eventually I was gonna raise it up, and that's why I was placing the plants. I wanted to place the plants down first before I lifted up the foundation, or the plants would jump up with the foundation. At one point that was fixed, or at least fixed enough to where you could get pretty close to the foundation before the plants popped up. But now it's back to being just as bad as it was months ago. So thanks to whatever pack or patch update that broke that again. But yeah, so this is a musician's tiny home right now. I'm just the shell of the house is completely done. I think at this point I've already done the floor plan on the inside too. I tend to do my floor plans off camera just because I'm not great at floor plans and they take me a little bit longer than everything else. So I don't tend to do them on camera, but if that bothers you, let me know and I'll start doing them on camera, or I'll do some on camera and in some speed builds, and other times I won't, depending on how big the build is. But really, for a tiny home like this, there was really no reason why I couldn't do it on camera. It's just I went in to figure it out, and then I was like, well, it's already done, so might as well just leave it and not do it on camera. So I have these stepping stones going up to those stairs, and then this little tiny stone pathway goes to the back, because there's not going to be access to the backyard from the inside of the house. So I just wanted another little pathway to get to the back, and it just added more detail to the lot. I am becoming like a detail whore. Like, I'm becoming one of those people that has to have every single corner of the lot be filled or I'm not going to be satisfied. And in some cases that's not a bad thing, but in other cases, you know, you could like stress yourself out or burn out on ideas or something. So I may like try to control that a little bit. But we are on the interior, so I'm using the Parenthood counters, and that the taller cabinet that's kind of like a pantry is actually one of the base game cabinets. But oh well, not but the reason I use that one is because the Parenthood long cabinets aren't actually long. They're cut off. They're like, I don't know, they're half the size, and they have like plates and jars and stuff on it, and so it wouldn't have worked. And I'm really like, in my past like 2 or 3 builds and one that I'm currently working on, I'm obsessed with the idea of having a pantry or a long cabinet like that. So I will be doing that in many of my coming up builds. I am my next build. It might come out Monday night, if not Tuesday. Um, it's I don't really want to spoil it, but I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be a renovated fire station, and it's gonna be super ultra modern with all black interior, and I'm so excited. It looks so good. Not to brag, but and oddly enough, I'm building it in Del Sol Valley, but it kind of works, so I can't wait for you to see that build. Um, but anyway, we are doing the living room now. So I think those couches are from Seasons, and I used the 3 tile one and the 2 tile one to make like an L-shaped couch. And I was just trying to do something different with this build because I struggle with color schemes in houses, so I tried to just kind of go for it and not be afraid of mixing wood tones and um, using different wallpaper colors and stuff like that, because in real life, like, not everybody has a strict color scheme in their home. It's just like, oh, they found this table that they like at IKEA, they bought it, it didn't necessarily match their couch, but I mean, hey, it's what we have. And then in this case, this is a house for a musician. So yeah, they're just as a musician, they're a very artsy and eclectic person. And I would imagine they're not famous yet. Maybe if you want to like play out this storyline, I do imagine it being a girl, by the way. But if you want to like play out her storyline, I do imagine she's probably a 1-star celebrity. In The Sims, that's a newcomer, but I don't think she's like signed to a label or anything, hence why she's just in a tiny house. Maybe she's just a YouTuber that posts covers and original songs and stuff like that. And maybe she just recently got discovered by someone, but she's not like signed by them yet. They're just kind of scouting her and seeing what she can do and all of this. You know, she's in the talks with the record label. But they don't really know about her yet, and maybe she doesn't even know about them yet, because maybe they want to have control over her career and she wants complete artistic control because she's been doing YouTube her whole life. So, or not her whole life, but she's been doing YouTube for a while and she's successful at that, or SimsTube for a while and she's been successful at that. So she kind of wants to take her, music and her career in her own hands. And this particular company or particular record label she's talking to now isn't really on board with that. That's a lot of detail for a storyline behind a speed build. But I mean, I would say that's what I'm known for, is my storylines that go with my speed builds. And I haven't been doing them lately, and I haven't been coming up with storylines for my builds lately, and I miss doing that. And a lot of people comment and tell me that that's what they like, so I really want to get back to doing that. So I hope you like this storyline. So yeah, I would say she's a 1-star celebrity. I do give her the music producing station, so that could be how you say she's a musician, by using that station. And I give her a mic so you can practice singing and stuff like that. So this is her bedroom, and off of her bedroom she has an ensuite. The ensuite bathroom is only accessible from the bedroom, so if she were to have company, they would have to go in her bedroom to use the bathroom. But I mean, when you have company in The Sims, they go everywhere in your house anyway. And then off of her room, she has an entire music room. So it's not necessarily a studio. She probably does use it to record, but it's not like a full-on studio. It's just her music room, and you'll see that in just a second. And what inspired me to do this build is in my very first Simply Savaged renovation, the home I was building the home I was renovating, the girl in that home was married to a singer, so I built a full-on recording studio in that house, and that made me think like, oh, I really want to do a house for a musician. I was thinking something more like a mansion, like on a greater scale, but then I was like, no, let's do a tiny house. So, ooh, excuse me, here we are for the tiny house. Speaking of my Simply Salvage series, if you have not heard, I have started a series called Simply Salvaged. It's where I renovate your builds that you post on the gallery. So if you want me to renovate one of your builds, just build an old, decrepit, broke down, abandoned house or something, community lot, whatever. Give me a storyline behind the build and a budget, and upload it to the gallery using the hashtag Simply Salvaged, and I will possibly renovate your build. If you need to know how to spell that, check out my last video on it. It was yesterday's video, so check that out. So here's her music room. So I give her a keyboard, the mic, like I said, the producer station, like I said, the amps. So the amps don't really work as amps. They just work as a radio. And then I give her this ottoman with books in it. I feel everything that has a book on it, I imagined it being like where she keeps songs she has written. So there's like 3 bookcases in this home, or there's 2 proper bookcases, and then there's one that sits on the desk that just kind of acts as a bookcase, and then there's that ottoman that has books in it but doesn't really function as a bookcase. So my point is there's a lot of books on this lot, so I wouldn't say every single one of them is filled with her songs, but she is a songwriter, so a lot of her notebooks and stuff would have songs that she is working on in them or have finished in them. My favorite thing about this home probably is how I layered the rugs in the music room. Sorry that I spoke right over that, but I really enjoyed doing that. So layering rugs in general, I like, and it's something I feel like I don't do enough. So I probably will definitely start implementing that in my builds more. And now we're just cluttering up the kitchen. So oddly enough, when I first started my Sims YouTube, oh wait, by the way, that microwave is not functional. If you notice, I sized down a bar counter, put the microwave on it, and then alt placed it onto another counter. So it's not, that microwave is not functional, it's just for decoration. But when I first started building, or when I first started my channel, I came up with this like style of building where I went room by room, and I would furnish each room. I would just go and furnish each room and then go back and clutter each room. So that it would give my viewers, 2 different opportunities to view each room in the house. But I've kind of moved away from that, and I kind of clutter as I go, but the kitchen is always the last thing I clutter before I move on to the exterior, like if I need to do a backyard or furnish a porch or something like that. And I just thought that was funny. But now we're on the front kind of decking area, and I put these 2 loungers from Eco Lifestyle, just trying to find a plant for this corner. And I think that's it. I put a couch over here with a table next to it, and I think the only thing left to do is I'm adding a mailbox and maybe some outside lights and some more trees. But other than that, guys, the screenshots are about to start rolling. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments, and please hit that notification bell. That way you know exactly when I post my next video, exactly when I post it, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.